First, the top news headlines. Student protest turns violent in Imphal and Thoubal district. Situation remains volatile. Many protesters hurt in police action. One police constable shot in leg. And government considering every measure to resolve the unrest and to ensure students' academic career remains unaffected, says Chief Minister Meitei. A very good evening. You're watching IS Prime Time English News. This is Suraj Khongban Tabam giving you the news. Now the news in detail. Hundreds of students from various educational institutions in Imphal and Thoubal district took to the streets, staging protests against the inaction of the state and central government. In Imphal, students protested in front of the Chief Minister's bungalow and the governor's residence in the state capital. Protesting students demanded the Unified Command Authority, currently overseeing the security situation in Manipur, be handed over to Chief Minister and Biren Singh. The student agitation came after a day Biren Singh-led state legislature submitted a memorandum to Governor Lakshman Prasad Acharya demanding the same to give power to the state government. As the students gathered in front of Raj Bhavan, a few representatives were allowed to meet the governor, in which they submitted a charter of 6 demands. The charter of demands submitted to the governor includes removal of DGP and security advisor, removal of CAPF, and announcement of final stand from the 50 legislatures, among others. Students who had just met the governor informed that the governor assured them of fulfilling the demands within 24 hours. However, the protesting students who were still demonstrating in front of the Raj Bhavan gate refused to call it a day until their demands were met. The students expressed their deep frustration with the central forces deployed in the state, accusing them of not taking action amidst the ongoing violence that has plagued Manipur for over 16 months. Their anger was further exacerbated by the recent incidents of drone bombings and missile attacks carried out by Kuki militants. These attacks resulted in the deaths of 3 individuals and left several others, including security personnel, injured. Protesters describe the current situation in the valley as akin to being trapped in the cage, citing the government's negligence in curbing the violence as the primary reason for their discontent. The students were adamant about not retreating from the Raj Bhavan gate until their demands were met, insisting that the unified command be given to Chief Minister and Biren Singh. On the other hand, the security forces refrained from using excessive force until 2:30 p.m. when some protesters started pelting stones and water bottles at the Raj Bhavan gate. Police resorted to firing tear gas shells to disperse the stone pelting protesters. Authorities are on high alert as the situation continues to unfold.
Sila kogi governor mamang deni hoji torise
Meitei singda tawrakiba dumbai attack adu ngasi chahi ama helagaba phawrishba ngasi gi state lenga ki force amadi khogi central lenga ki force singna thawai bidaba amadi hojik leiba lenga ki ikai khumna jariba honorable CM Biren na ngasi phawba loshinba ngamdriba ki maram aduga koi satra singda khulai audana satpa peace rally da ko Central Forcing na makadumba di tamchi raba Central Forcing at tear gas smoke bomb na jingba sijin na riba si yaning da ba ma di ngasi ngang da su ko missile ting na jingba na tawduna buki narco terrorist sing na ko Jamjaraba Miam Mayamna Shiraklaba Power Siba CM Honorable CM na ngasi power tumina laidina laibasi karigino aikoi masi ngasi tha magi manung da loshindragadi koi school college koi manipur da laiba school college ngasi hangduna school ka ba yaro amadi Honorable Chemna masagi oiba adi masagi decision chapchana longnaba adu malakba demand sing do phangnabagi lakjabani
Meanwhile, Thoubal Apunba students comprising hundreds of them from various schools and colleges in Thoubal district held a rally in protest against the inaction of both the central and state governments and the central forces deployed in the state. Students in their school uniforms rallied towards the office of Thoubal DC and stormed the gate of the office demanding to hold talks with the DC. Many protesters were hurt while a police constable sustained bullet injury as the demonstration turned violent. The injured police has been identified as Ningombam Alexander, aged 42 years, a resident of Thoubal Ningombam. He sustained a bullet injury in the left thigh area. Later on, a few representatives of Thoubal Apunba students were allowed to discuss their demands with the DC. The students submitted to the DC a 4-point memorandum addressing the Chief Minister. The points listed in the memorandum includes demand to stop the alleged proxy war and the alleged policy to annihilate the Meiteis. Students also demanded removal of central forces, citing its inaction in the series of violence carried out by the Kakching narco-terrorists. Furthermore, they demanded the alleged incompetent government to step down if it cannot safeguard the lives and properties of innocent people. On the other hand, various civil bodies based in Kakching district organized a protest demonstration under the banner Mass Rally Against Drone Bombings by Kuki Terrorists. Hundreds of people, mostly women, marched through the streets of Kakching shouting various slogans in protest against the recent drone attacks in Imphal East and Imphal West districts. Participants criticized both the central and state governments for their handling of the crisis, accusing them of failing to protect civilians and uphold the ground rules meant to mitigate violence. The mass rally, organized by a coalition of local groups, including the All Kakching Clubs Coordinating Committee, Kakching Bazaar Business Welfare Association, and MSU Kakching branch, demanded for immediate cessation of actions that violate fundamental rights. The organizers call for stronger measures to safeguard Manipur's unity and integrity.
Manipur ki apun basattam. Manipur ki apun basattam. Manipur ki apun basattam. Meitei ki khunga pasing. Manipur Meitei ki khunga pasing. Meitei ki khunga pasing. Manipur ki lenga mikap. Manipur ki lenga mikap. Manipur ki lenga mikap. India lenga ki thong. India lenga ki thong. India lenga ki thong. Kuki imele singipam. Kuki imele singipam. Kuki imele singipam. Don.
Amid the heightened student protests in Imphal on demand for restoration of peace, Chief Minister and Biren had a meeting with the students of various schools and colleges, including Imphal College, Manipur College, and Ibo Tonsana Higher Secondary School at the Chief Minister's Secretariat today. Posting glimpses of the meeting on microblogging site X, Chief Minister and Biren wrote he had a fruitful meeting with the students at his secretariat. He further wrote the students voiced their concern regarding the ongoing disturbances in the state and that he truly valued their inputs. The Chief Minister further stated that they had a constructive discussion about the challenges they are facing and the impact on their education. He assured all students that the state government is committed to addressing these issues. The voices of the youths are important, and together, the government, along with the people, would strive for a better future for Manipur. The Chief Minister also informed that the government is considering every measure to resolve the unrest at the earliest so that the students can resume their classes peacefully and pursue their academic careers. He added that the state government gives utmost importance to resolve the grievances of the student concerning the prevailing situation in the state. A press conference was jointly organized by Delhi Manipuri Society, Dimas Meitei Heritage Society, and Ningol United Progressive Initiative (NUPI) to highlight these terrors and the alarming threat to national security. In the press conference, spokesperson of Meitei Alliance, Malim Ningthauza, spokesperson of NUPI, retired Colonel Kishore Chand, spokesperson of Meitei Heritage Society, retired Colonel Santikumar Sapam, president of Indigenous Peoples for Manipur, Asankasar, and researcher and expert Dr. Amlan Dutt raised various concerns and demand in the wake of the recent aerial bombings on Indian villages in Manipur by Kuki militants backed by foreign elements. During the press conference, the representatives of the Meitei bodies asked as to why no preemptive steps were taken despite the presence of 70,000 central and state security forces and advance alerts to potential aerial attacks. The Meitei bodies demanded decisive actions from both the central and state governments to neutralize Kuki militants who are responsible for this violence. They further asked as to what the Joint Monitoring Group is compelled by to remain a mute spectator while the Kuki militants have been violating the group ground rules of Sioux agreement with impunity. The Meitei bodies called for replacement of Assam Rifles with any other neutral force and protecting and promoting the integrity of Manipur, rule of law, communal harmony, and peace initiatives free from the reign of terror meted out by the Kuki militants. The three Delhi-based civil bodies highlighted that the ongoing disturbance needs to be seen beyond a localized perspective of ethnic cleansing of the Meiteis. The truth is that Kuki militants are openly threatening India's national security. Therefore, the central and state governments must immediately take decisive actions against the foreign enemy-backed Kuki militants on Indian soil before further damage can be inflicted. Additionally, the civil bodies asserted that the central government must respond to these threats with its full might to protect the life and property of the citizens. The Committee on Tribal Unity has termed the recent move of the Chief Minister and some state legislatures as a well-choreographed political drama. The committee said the move is to resort to demand for preserving the chief minister's post for NB Singh instead of taking the higher moral ground of being accountable to the ensuing violence. It further said the 8-point charter of demands by the elected representatives from the Valley districts to the union government is nothing but reiteration to fulfill their oath of allegiance to Arambai Tengol at Kangla Fort in the month of February this year. Furthermore, Kotu urged the centre not to entertain such demand by N. Biren Singh and his supporters who have lost the moral authority as the constitutional representatives. The committee appealed to the union government to intervene directly into the affairs of state administration so that the minorities other than the Kokejau can be rest assured of their safety and security and also from being exploited and discriminated. The Kuki NP Manipur Keem, a prominent Kuki organization, has vehemently opposed the recent demand by Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh for control over the unified command. The Keem asserted that this move was a blatant attempt to intensify the ongoing violence. In a statement issued today, the Keem accused Chief Minister Biren Singh of direct involvement in the present violence. They cited the alleged Chief Minister's leaked audio clip as evidence of his bias and complicity in the violence. The Keem argued that the demand for unified command is not about restoring law and order, but rather consolidating the Chief Minister's power over security forces, which have been used to aid Meitei groups in the violence. Manipuri short documentary Temples of Manipur wins Best Documentary at Makizmitran International Film Festival 2024. The short documentary film Temples of Manipur has won the prestigious Best Documentary Award at the Makizmitran International Film Festival 2024. Directed by Chingsang Lakpa and produced by Ricky Hemam under the banner of Chinglai Films, the documentary beautifully showcases the timeless beauty and historical significance of the temples scattered across Manipur. With cinematography by Praveen Lorembam, drone operations by Maurice Thiam, and editing by Jason Singh Konthausam, Temples of Manipur takes viewers on a captivating journey through the ancient temples of the state, exploring their cultural and architectural significance. The film highlights Manipur's deep-rooted spiritual heritage, capturing the essence of these sacred sites and their importance in the region's history. The documentary is currently available for viewing on the official YouTube channel of Chinglai Films. This recognition at an international platform marks a significant achievement for the filmmakers and celebrates Manipur's rich cultural legacy. Before we wind up, let's have a quick look at the top news headlines once again. Student protest turns violent in Imphal and Thoubal district. Situation remains volatile. Many protesters hurt in police action. One police constable and government considering every measure to resolve the unrest and to ensure students' academic career remains unaffected, says Chief Minister N. Biren. Well, that's it for now. Keep watching ICE News and good night.